Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hello. Oh my gosh, look, we got a full house tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. This is SAMSON Li coming to you from Los Angeles, California. We have some amazing panelists today. So this is going to be a different type of Empowerment Tuesday, just something that I think, is very exciting for fun. It's going to be fun, but also very practical at the same time. So today we have with us some amazing leaders that's been pushing the envelope with three around the world, literally. So we have Miss Amy Dunlap out of Missouri. Hello, Amy. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. How are you, Samson?
Good. I'm good. Welcome back to North America. I know you've been on a tour. Next, we have Mr. Gilbert Anderson out of where are you out of today? Canada somewhere.
I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So good to be on here, Samson. I'm excited about being on tonight.
Awesome, awesome. Next, we have all the way from, looks like I can tell it's Toronto, Canada. Also, Mr. Dennis Chow. Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Samson. This is Dennis from Toronto, Canada.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. We also have George and Adrianne, or Adrianne and George. Adrianne, and then her husband, George, from Texas.
Hi, Samson.
Hi, how are you? Super excited from Austin, Texas.
Well, yeah, I was trying to introduce you, George, the way you do it, so you know how that is. But yeah.
You have an accent. You can do it.
Next, we have Miss Holly Demott. Hi, Holly. Where are you out of today?
Hi, Samson. I'm in Southwest Iowa today.
Wow. Okay, just traveling. So great to have you. Thank you for coming on. And love the phone aspect of it. Great to have you. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. Okay, looking great. So now today, the topic is about why and how to promote events, right? It's one of the most exciting topics out there because if you were ever looking for a secret of how leaders build a business, this is one of them. This is a very important one. Like I said, it's going to be exciting, fun, and practical at the same time. So to start it off, of course, I think everybody on the Zoom knows that we just finished an incredible world tour, all the way from North America throughout Asia. It's been a whirlwind. All these leaders here today, they were on the tour, and some of them are multiple cities, spending thousands and thousands of dollars to support their team, and everybody else. So it's great. But so right now, I like a couple of people to first share because fresh off the boat, back from Asia, is Dennis and Amy. We were traveling together throughout Asia, and I would like them to share with you what they saw and what the results have been. So let's start out with Amy. Amy, so great to have you on the call. And I ran to you starting on the tour. It was from Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia. Multiple cities. Great to have you on a few of them, and you did a fantastic job presenting in front of like almost 1,000 people in Malaysia. Crazy. So share with us maybe 2 or 3 minutes what you saw and how you felt about it and the result.
Wow, thank you, Samson. It was so much fun, and I'm so glad to be home. But it was amazing. I know it was great hanging out with you and Dennis and the whole crew. And for me, I know this is probably going to sound semi-dramatic, but it truly was life-changing. I still am having a really hard time almost articulating what happened in me, I guess, to me. I think from the time I got to the tour, it was almost an undefinable, just like, this is really why we're here. We are really a collective group from all over the world. And even though a lot of us had never met, it was almost like we just meshed together so easily, like just this bond that formed nearly just on the spot. And so watching the team work together, watching the love like just pure love for one another really inspired me. And I think in a way, I don't know how to say this other than to say it kind of like this. I feel like I've been in three. I feel like I've been bringing myself to three and I've been in three, but I feel in a sense like three international got inside of me. Like I feel like my call is so much more rooted and grounded. And I know that sounds over the top, but was so career changing for me. And, you know, coming back from that, Samson, when I look at what happened there, I mean, first of all, I believe that the feeling is the secret. Like when you feel it, it's so much easier. Like I'm really tired right now, to be super honest, because it's, you know, I'm missing all this sleep and my time zones are messed up. But it's like this fire that's within me is pushing through all of that. And it's been a lot of years since I felt that. And so, but looking at my team and the growth, I mean, just coming out of Malaysia, just for my team alone, we had so many enrollments out of KL, and then Dr. Singh and his wife Karen are actually flying back to Malaysia right now as we speak, and they're getting ready to do an event with 350 people. And then we moved on to the Philippines, and out of the Philippines alone, we promoted 4 3-stars this past week. And so, yes, we're seeing growth. But for me, I have to go back more so even to, yes, we're having growth, which is incredible. But for me, it's this burning passion that got inside of me, and I can't quit talking about that.
Well, that's so beautiful. And of course, I know you went to the Philippines afterward, and literally you were island hopping from island to island to island, right? There's like thousands of islands there, and you really, well, what they say, you know, is success. The price of success is paid in full and upfront. And you're definitely doing it, but not only for you, but for your team. So, and I know what that is that you're saying. Isn't it almost like a knowing, right? Like you got dumped into this international market. You know, there's like over 100 leaders traveling together in Asia. It's like, boom, we're there, right? But it's regardless of language, right? And and of course, I'm sure it was interesting for you. Presenting in Singapore and Malaysia. Was it interesting?
It was. And I think what's so inspiring for me is where I know that we're really in the right time at the right place is the reception. Almost sometimes I didn't know what anybody was saying, and I know that they didn't know what I was saying, but from stage, it was like you understood the energy, you understood the concept, and it's just, there's something about that for sure.
Wow. Yeah. You're tired, but now you're very focused. I can tell. Yes. Next, Dennis. So Dennis followed pretty much every city from Taiwan, Hong Kong to Singapore and throughout Malaysia. I think that was 8 different cities. So share with us a little bit about how you felt about it and the result of your travels.
Well, it was great. I can't agree more with Amy what she just said. Actually, I start with the North America too. I start joining on the second stop from New Jersey for 4 stops from the US, and then I take a little bit of rest, you know, for the remaining, and I jump into from Taiwan to back to Taiwan, with Taiwan 3 stop, and then Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia 3 stop. Total from the 18 cities of what Kim has been traveled. I've been joined for 12 cities. Actually, it is very amazing. You know, when I start joining on the US tour, I thought, wow, you know, in New Jersey, that is a lot of people. In New York, Flushing, over 200. Toronto, 2 sections, over 200 people. That's a lot. I thought that is exploding. There's a lot of people, but it's not comparable when we go to the Asia. It is amazing because we have received products so early and start using the product of the testimonial. But some partner in Asia, they just receive it right, you know, a month or weeks ago, and someone not even having the product yet. But amazingly, you just mentioned in KL, in Kuala Lumpur, there's over close to 1,000 people. And that is just an eye-opening that for me, I thought, wow, US is exploding, is have a lot of amazing leaders coming on. but in Asia, the heat, and that is much more than I can imagine. From the team, somehow I don't have much network, the team over there, but this time when I joined, one is very important, I feel, is we do a lot of, in this 3 year, we do a lot of Zoom meeting. We can see each other on Zoom, but not actually meeting each other. But this time we can actually feel and hug each other. That make a big difference. Like Amy, I think I met her once only in Utah, but this time, somehow we got, like, we know each other for a very long time. We talk, we laugh, we eat together. And I still remember when she was doing in a hotel with a red carpet. Oh, she was so amazing, so exciting walking into the red carpet and all that. So that is, like, we've known each other so long, and this is an eye-opening, that for every one of us, that when we're joining an event, it is something that not only yourself, and also much different countries' leaders together, and in the future, definitely you can leverage and help each other to grow your team. Of course, for my team, I sending all these pictures back and all that, people start getting excited. And some even that, oh shit, why didn't I go with you? That kind of things, I say, you miss it. Somehow you have to make the decision right away. You can't do that. You miss it, but don't miss it next time. So this time, I think, right coming for the next event, it is important. Everyone have to join.
Yeah. And Dennis, that's exactly right. A lot of time, and same thing with what Amy said, it's like building a family, right? Yeah. It's about getting to know the other leaders when we travel together, and knowing the local leaders, and building a relationship. And down the road, we definitely can leverage each other. And that, here's the thing, in this industry, a lot of people say, my team, my team, my team, my team, my team, my team, right? But at the same time, once you start building international, you realize that, to be a multi-billion-dollar company, if you're able to work with other people cross line and have a trusting and good relationship and build long-term like that, that's how we can become a multi-billion-dollar company, because the world is so big. And that brings me to Gilbert, because Gilbert is somebody, I have got to know and admire, because he's been in it for a number of years. a number of years. But this gentleman has been in the top companies. But he's really a fireball. So Gilbert, look, you were in a few of the U.S. Events, and of course throughout Canada. I mean, you were there. How has your team and other people receive the tour that we're on, and what was the result of it for you?
Well, Samson, I've been in this industry 23 years, and you're right. What it did is, when I went in first and I met Adrianne and George and Dennis and yourselves in New Jersey, and then flew into Toronto and then into Calgary and Vancouver, what it did is it changed my mindset. And I want to go back to the convention, the first convention we had. I went down there to see if this is what I wanted to do. And when I seen you and Kim and the leadership, I've never seen it in all the years that I've been in this industry and had great success. I don't even know, I just barely a 3-star and only had a handful of people. But then when I left there with a different mindset and went to work with a different belief system, holy cow, and you start walking into these meetings and they're explosive. And then I'll tell you that then you see these groups starting to grow, and the pictures every day. I couldn't wait till, you're sending these people all in these massive rooms, and then to understand we're part of a global distribution channel around the world. Like, this might be the greatest opportunity we ever get in our entire life. And then what do we get? We got people 28 days in the business going 3-star, all because of belief, changing their mindset, and then knowing that people that have maybe some of the best in the entire world come together in one, like you say, working together, and to build something that every single person gets to go a part of building a dream and financial stability. And to understand, we're like 90, 120 days in. Where can we be in 3 months? Where can we be in 6 months? 3 years? I'll tell you what, it keeps you awake at night.
Wow, that's powerful. You know, look, I think what you said, you know, it changes the tone of our Zoom today, because in a way, Amy started it and Dennis emphasized it. But you know, when you ground yourself, you know where you are, because you recognize where you are. You mentioned that just going to the convention to see if this is what you want, but through it all, through the event after event, especially after the tour, you know where you are, you know where you belong, coming together as one in three. and you know, congratulations on the 3-star elite, because that takes some effort just within a short time, just since the North American tour. That is amazing. That is the energy that we are bringing forth to everybody, and that's the energy that we're carrying forward. And that's why we'll jump to Holly, because you know, I've been trying to get a hold of Holly here and there after the North American tour, and like she never answers anymore, because she's like meeting, like she's a machine. So Holly, you know, look, you were with us for quite a few cities, and especially hammered in on the Midwest, the Tri-City area. So share with us your feelings from the tour, and then what came of it as a result.
Thank you. I'd love to. Yeah, I'm a little homesick because I'm still in the Midwest, and I'm finally going back to Arizona and like next week or something. But I'm coming right back here. So you go where it's hot, and I am fortunate to be able to do that. And when we had the tour, you guys, it was like we were driving from city to city. So this wasn't an airplane tour. This was all by car. And the experience of that was fun. But the tour, seeing different areas and seeing every area is different. There's all walks of life, and people are hungry for change. People want to have the best health. They want to feel better. They want to not have something hold them back. They want the financial opportunity. This is every area. And these are people that may have a smaller income, all the way to a large income. People want freedom. That's what I saw. I saw all walks of life, and it was really neat to see that and have people show up. And, you know, even though, you know, we packed the rooms on the tour, it was an eye opener for, I know, a lot of the people I talked with, to see where we're going, because these are the smallest crowds, smallest audiences that we're ever going to have. And to know that the growth of these, and here we are, we're all a part of the beginning. We're all a part of right now in the foundation of this company. And so everyone that came to the tour, I know they felt that, and everyone that's listening tonight, you're a part of that too. Even if you may not have been on the tour, you are with us. And of course, Samson, I know we're going to get into convention, and I can't wait for that even more.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. So that's what you've been up to, meeting after meeting after meeting.
It's busy. I mean, even yesterday, Labor Day in the US, and Gilbert, I had some Canadians that didn't care if it was Labor Day. And I was on Zooms and starting at 7 a.m. So it's been busy. You know, we have the Founders Pack right now still. I say that. I'm like, we still have it, and I'm so lucky that I can say still, because there's going to be a day where we don't have it. So it's time to work.
Yeah, that's right. It's coming. It's coming. You know, that's great sharing. Amazing. And let's bring it down to Texas, because from there, you're busy in the Midwest. Texas just a little bit south of that. So how's it going, George? I remember, you were there at Dallas, and then of course all over the place, and New Jersey was rock. And so and of course Midwest. So how has your team responded, since the tour?
You want to start?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think everyone is just like so excited to be in person. And I know that's been reiterated quite a bit on this call already, but it's true. It's true. People like want to be in person, but I've got to be honest and say that a lot of the foundation for each of those events in our team started online. So we're utilizing both, and our teams still are utilizing both. And so Holly, same thing yesterday, Labor Day, but we were still doing Zooms, and happy to do it because we're so thrilled to be a part of 3. And I want to piggyback off what Amy said too, where it's gotten in her heart. What people need to know, like it's coming from a place of love. It really is. It's coming from a place of love and contribution, which is what our principles of our company is founded on, is to create more love and contribution. And that's what we're doing. And so if you can wrap your head or your heart around that, then you'll know no quit in your day. And the reason why that is because everyone's excited to hear what we have to offer. Whether they've been in this industry or they're brand new to this industry, they're excited about not just the products, but also the ability to earn additional income. So doing the events and the tour was phenomenal. I mean, it totally exceeded anything that George and I've been doing the last couple of years, because we got to be in person with everybody. And at the same time, it's taking us back out. Like, we're in the homes, we're in the coffee shops, we're online when we need to be. And so that's what we've been doing. Our team is super excited. We actually just got off a team rally, and we're rallying towards convention. It's only 14 days away. But we're really putting everyone to work and going, how can we spread the word of 3 and make sure that every single person we talk to has a personal invite to convention? Because we don't want anyone to miss out on the very first convention that we've ever had in this company. So, and George, is there anything you want to share?
Yeah.
I know I got excited.
Something I was going to say, that what the live meetings do, they reaffirm what they are learning through Zoom. Because when they see you in person, they say, oh, you are for real. I mean, we're for real, no? But a couple of people say, you look very short on videos. What do you mean? I don't get it. Right. But the excitement goes to the next level, because we have people that they were before already enrolled, but when we went in person in the different cities, they got even more excited. And I think that's why they are so excited to bring even more people with them to Anaheim, because they see, when you see what the company is in person, the leaders are that everybody's for real, that we are not just on Zoom like many actors, that they look cool and nice person, but when you meet them in person, they are not as nice. No, they know who we are for real and how we are really caring about the growth of this company. And I have been in network marketing for so long, and I never seen something that gets into my heart so much like this. Everything that we did in the past is preparing us for what we are doing now. And that's in my heart, that's no doubt about it.
And Les Brown said that we're made for such a time as this. I'm not going to miss it. Right. So we've got our sleeves rolled up. We literally have sleeves rolled up. We're here to work and happy to do it. So it's exciting.
That's an amazing point. All of us here, I want to share just a little bit for myself, but all of us here have been prepared for 3. Have been preparing in our careers for 3. This is the place where we're gonna, let it all out. Use what we've learned over the years and years, and really blazing it forward. And that's what's happening. That's really what's happening. Because I made a little trip to Jakarta just one day within 24 hours. I had 5 events there, and they were getting a little bit of momentum. So I hopped over from Malaysia over, and I was so amazed. I was so amazed because we have a few leaders that have worked with us before, but even with them, again, what they have experienced before, years before with us, has prepared them for this moment, right? So there's a lot. So just from, I would say, the Asia launch till now, they've had, I think now, 3 4 stars. Wow. 4 4-star now. And then a lot of, quite a few Sapphire Elites. But it was many timers, but leaders themselves were with us before, like all of us, in our history, what we've done before, and through where we are now, boom, we're 3. We are here. We're here for a reason. And I would say maybe, look, in Indonesia, it was beautiful. A lot of amazing women, especially who want to empower women there to make leverage and passive residual income. They want to build this kind of business. So that was very refreshing. And actually, somebody from Malaysia came over who had a team of hardworking people, but they're more of the 95ers versus the people in Indonesia. They were all like well-to-do already. And it made so clear, and it's a lesson. And I was going to say, every time we travel, we learn something. One of the things I learned in Indonesia was, oh my gosh, you know what? People who are successful, they understand about the type of income you can earn in our industry. Most people at 95, they're still struggling. And I want to make that point because sometimes, we get stuck on people who are maybe just not moving, or they have a lot of questions or being negative, but yet there's more out there. There's a lot more people out there who are hungry, right? like Les Brown would say, you got to be hungry, right? So that's why we're all here. And today I want to get, the second half, I want to give a little, each of us give a little bit of a nugget of, let's say somebody is starting out today. How do they promote events? Because obviously events, like, there's so many reasons, and we saw so many things on this world tour from North America to Asia, that people got activated, people got excited, people got committed, right? I mean, not committed in a mental institution, but committed to to build a crazy business, right? Okay, a little bit too much, but anyway, but maybe each of us can share with the people out there. Let maybe I can throw it around a little bit, maybe. So let's say somebody started today, and let's say with George and Adrianne, let's say, for example, somebody gets started today. What do they do with events? Why is this? How do they do it? How do they promote it? How do they get people on the Zoom, wherever, on the coffee shop, whatever? What do they need to say? What do they need to communicate to the other people?
You want to go?
Yeah,
first?
I do. Okay. So I'm excited. I have to look back at my own personal experience. Why did I even say yes to this industry in the first place? And how was that presented to me? And the way that it was presented was actually a very nurturing conversation from a friend of mine who knew that I was in a tight place as a single mom and said, look, I think I've got something for you. I don't know if you'll like it or not. I just really want you to put eyes on it for me and take a look and then tell me how you feel about it. And that's honestly all they said. They said it's a proactive wellness company and, got me excited in that way. But that's the reason I took a look at it. It wasn't like super hypey or anything. They just said, they complimented me and said, I know you're doing the best that you can right now in your life. I know you have good skills, good people skills. I think this would be perfect for you. I would love it if you would just put some eyes on it. If you could come take a look for me, and then you can tell me yes, no, maybe so, whatever. Right. But to me, the fact that they reached out and said, just put eyes on it, was so intriguing, because I was like, I could put eyes on it, right? That's easy. I could take a quick look at this for you and give you my opinion. I can let you know how I feel about it. Well, when I went to that presentation and saw what was happening, I was excited. In fact, I was the person in the room saying, the products look fantastic. As a personal trainer, they look fantastic, but show me the money, because I was hungry, right? And it goes back to kind of like just making sure the whole story is told. Right. So if somebody had only told me about the products and didn't get me excited about the money, I would have been seriously missing out, because I would have been like, well, how am I going to afford this extra every single month? Like, I needed to know how it would come full circle. Right. So how did somebody invite you to 3? And how are you going to go around and pay it forward and return the favor? That's what you got to ask yourself, because it's great to be excited. And yes, you want to have a sense of urgency and everything else, but I think it's more important to have a nurturing conversation of why you think this is for them, and then bring them to a tool. Like a Global Op Zoom Monday, or, whatever you've got going on. Yeah,
by the way, that meeting was hosted by somebody very good looking. Oh, me.
Yes, it was.
I'm having that meeting. But anyway, she not only joined the business, but anyway.
The history. Okay, so we'll start.
But anyway.
Presentation, George. Great. Good job.
So something that I believe that the most important skill to learn when we are in this business is to invite. Mm-hmm. Because at the beginning, doing a presentation, it's going to be awkward for somebody that has never done it. But if you learn how to invite, it's why Amy, for example, is very well known, because the 7 practices that we do too. So, because people, if they learn how to invite, they can invite people not only to the small events that would be a one-on-one, a Zoom presentation, etc., but to the big events. Mm-hmm. Because when you learn how to invite, that skill is going to take you very far, far, far away. You can become a millionaire in learning how to invite. Learn later, because of course you see so many presentations, you're going to become a good presenter. But that's the most important skill, in my opinion. And the way is to show excitement, first of all. Not to say, well, I found something that, I don't know if it's good or good for you. But you have to have excitement. That's the most important, to feel it in your heart. One of the things that I always say when I'm going to make a call to invite somebody to something, I always imagine myself under a white light, and I see in my mind, I see the person being benefited by something on 3. Because then I'm going to be more excited. Even if I am brand new, I am going to talk with my excitement. And excitement is what brings people into any business, into anything, basically. Yeah. But that's the way that I see it. And of course, to have urgency. you have to see this. It's like a movie.
Right.
You have to see this movie. Oh yeah, I'm gonna see it when it comes to home. No, you have to see it in person in the movie theater because the effects, whatever. You have to do it. And follow up. Hey, do you watch the movie? You didn't? Okay, I'm gonna take you there because I'm gonna watch it again. That's an example.
Right.
I don't know what movie you show that Adrianne signed up with you, George. No, but that's a very good point. You know, like,
George showed me the money. He actually stayed after to go through my goals
Yes.
as far as the money. And I said, look, I don't want to make a little bit of money. I want to make a lot of money. If I'm going to do this at all, I'm going to do it. And then he really ran through, and he told me actually, and this is something else I want to share too. The convention was happening in 4 days.
Yeah.
Now I had 4.5-year-old twin girls, was working 2 jobs. I needed to find a sitter, but the right person will make it happen. Do you understand that? Like the right person will say yes. I hustled. I found a babysitter. I took 4 people with me to that very first convention, and it opened my eyes. And all of a sudden I had the tracks to run on, and that was it. That's what it was. But he made it personal. It was about what is in it for them, right? As well.
Yeah.
So
yes, and that's the
nice.
urgency. The very important.
The urgency.
Yeah. So a little. Yeah, so you, I mean, that's a very effective way. I think all of us agree on that, because sometimes, you know what, you have to be, it's not like one size fits all, but when you go, you know, to that person on a personal level, it makes such a huge difference. And George did that after the meeting for you, and that's why you're married today. Great job. Okay.
Yes, that was it. Sold for life.
So
Okay.
I want to bounce to Holly. I want to bounce to Holly, because Holly has been telling me like, oh, you know, oh, this doctor's getting in, that doctor's getting in. So how do you, I'm just curious, how do you get somebody in a completely different industry? How do you get them to do meetings? And you've been going meeting after meeting after meeting. Can you share what do you say to them?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, attracting so many healthcare professionals, it really starts with enrolling them myself. And when I do that, though, it's what's in it for them using the products. So it's always focusing on them and not their practice. So many times, like, we may want to be like, oh, they can put this on their shelves. And that's not how I see it. I want their belief so high in it that they're using it themselves and they feel the benefits. And, you know, I have to give absolute credit to Dr. Alicia Clevenger, because she's really headed up attracting in healthcare after healthcare professional after healthcare professional after healthcare professional. And, you know, we meet them with respect and meet them where they are. And we do talk the science, we do talk the products, and 100% we talk the business, we talk money, because there is a real thing of burnout with healthcare professionals, especially with what happened with, you know, the last 3 years. But so many more people are looking for options. So I go in there with confidence. And, you know, this is a tip I actually just gave the team on Saturday at our Activate workshop. I said, imagine you have $10,000 being deposited into your account every single week with this business. Imagine it. What's your posture? Like, your posture changes. You know, you now have belief. You believe in everything with this company and what it's doing. And I said that actually to a healthcare professional, and, you know, it lit her up, because a lot of times people don't talk with healthcare professionals about money. You know, it's about the health aspect of it. It's about their job. It's getting their opinion. It's having them put the products in their office and selling it that way. And, you know, that's great. Absolutely. Touch more people with products. However, it is about that person as an individual. So when I meet with them, it's very much the same. It has to do with looking at the products, the science, and the business. It's treating them like a person and not so much the title, because everybody's a human being and everybody has wants and needs. And that's how we've had amazing duplication. And I will say, when you attract one healthcare professional, it is, I don't want to say easier, but it is, because then you're branching out into more and more of, whether it's colleagues, it's people that they're already networking with, and then it just explodes. So, Samson, to answer your question, it's talking to them like a person. It's them using it first. And then, you know, as far as convention, I want to add this because if I met with someone right now, and I have been, I let them know, I'm like, you have perfect timing because we have convention in 2 weeks in Anaheim, and your timing could not be more perfect. Like, come to Anaheim. You're going to see what you just invested in. You're going to see the full picture. I wish I had that timing when I first came into my first company. And look at tickets, get there. And your belief is going to soar, and you're really going to be grateful that you said yes.
Nice, nice. That, you know what? Again, you know, that's very good because a lot of people, you know, look at people like how should I say? You know, there's an old term about recruiting up or finding people. You know, you think who has a better status than you or has more money than you. And what you just said is perfect because if you know their pain, that's how it can be done, right? Isn't it? So look, I'm so busy, my phone is ringing. But anyway, forget about them. But in what we do, when we share, it is important to plug them in. Once they know their need, they'll make it a priority to come in. So then let's bounce to Amy, because Amy, you know, during the pandemic, I know you were doing, you know, in the industry, there's a lot of people doing online event. And after when you started, you continue that trend, you're getting a lot of traction. So now that you've got now through now, one thing you've said to me, which I would love for you to share, was that, you know, when you started in person, it really start building that trust after the online, which is beautiful, which is great. So share with us how you promoting the event from the beginning. Somebody just start brand new, and then now your business is in Asia, you know, from North America to Asia. How did it get there? Maybe just 2 or 3 minutes if you can.
Sure, absolutely. And I love this question. I believe that our paychecks, we can control our paycheck. I believe that we can control our income by tracking a whole fact opportunity share with the follow-up. That's what I believe. I think that sometimes the paycheck seems elusive. Like, well, I'm employed by myself. How do I get that income? And I have said for probably 2 decades, when 10 a week is all I can think, I will be a 6-figure earner in a blink. I believe that rhyme with everything that's in me. If you can share with 10 a week in a meeting, whether that's online or in person, and you do a strong follow-up, and by share, I mean an individual seeing an entire tool. So an entire PowerPoint, an entire presentation, and then a very strong follow-up. 10 times you win. So because I believe that when someone new is coming in, my first thought is I've got to find their why, and they have to know their why. Because, you know, if you're out there, sometimes that first call is scary, or that second call is scary, or your next wave, it's like, oh, what if they reject me? But if you know why you're doing it, like, why am I doing it? So when I very first started, I desperately wanted to stay at home with my daughter. Samson, sometimes people will say to me, oh yeah, well, it's easy for you because you've had success. And I say this all the time. I was as good then as I am now. I don't mean good. I mean, there are so many people better than me, but I desperately wanted to stay at home. And so I would just stir that pot within myself all the time. Vision, vision, vision. So the first thing is figuring out their why. What is their why? So what is your why? So a new person, why are you doing this? And then the next thing, George talked about this, something that I believe so firmly, and I learned this from Mary Kay Ash. I've done this for 23 years, is when someone comes in, I'm looking for, I want to get in front of their 7 best people. And so when I enroll them, if I just only enroll them, there's no duplication. And if I only enrolled them, then I wasn't really their sponsor. I mean, I wasn't responsible to get them started. And so I want them to get 7 people, 7 amazing people in front of me as quickly as possible. So for a brand new person, who are the 7 people that you would love to have in business with you? And do you believe that you could get enough influence over them to convince them to take a look at it? Not to convince them to sign up, but to convince them to take a look at it. So I'm always looking at that, and then looking at who is your one. So they give me a list of 7. I'm like, okay, who is that first easiest? Can you message them and message me back, so that we start the ball rolling like that? So a new person, that's really how we roll. How the online, I have been online forever. I have built online since the beginning of online, since before it was cool, and then when we had to do it. So I'm a big believer in the hybrid model of being online and in person. You know, I've been in the industry 23 years or 25 years or something like that. So I have built with meetings, but I've also built online. And I believe that both components can work with so much synergy when done right. And so for me, everything that I do, I try to live out loud online, like in Asia, showing where we were at, on the roadshow, showing where we were at, talking about it, and really alluding online to, we are in a new place. Like, we are not, like, this is not your mother's network marketing company. This literally is a global movement, and almost creating this atmosphere of a fear of missing out. And so because of that, so many people come to me and they say, what are you doing? And so I say, what we're doing, I'm going to get them to an event or to a Zoom. I'm going to follow up. And then the process starts again with that brand new person of, who are those 7 people that you know? Like, what's your why? Let's get in front of them. And I just start moving like that. So I hope I answered your question.
No, very good, very good. And you know, it is, again, you know, dig down. You know, you got to know your why. You got to go through the process of finding your why, and that's then you use the similar process to go find out their why, and then whatever makes important for them. Well, you know what? You got to take a look at this. You got to come to the event. You got to check this out, and then that's exactly right. Now, and just one question. So, did you know anybody in the Philippines personally when you started 3?
Oh, okay. I forgot about that part of it. No, I did not know anybody personally. Okay. And I forgot that. So this is how we built that. How we built getting people to show up. I knew Doc Bell, and I had been in Mary Kay when we had built in the Philippines before. And so we built from the US. So we did rally meetings every Friday night. We have done those every Friday night since 3 started. And first of all, when we started with Dr. Bell, then she started recruiting people. And we first of all started looking at, who do you know in the US that's from Asia? And so they would have those people from the US get on. Then the rest of my team started getting on. So we had a nucleus of people that were in the US that were from Asia. And then we started going into, okay, we're coming. Who do you know in the Philippines? Who do you know in Malaysia? And we started building that way. And that's what we were even doing this morning with my team. We had a meeting and we were talking about that. So we built here first and branched out from there.
Nice. Perfect. Build local and go global. That's how it's done. You got to go where the people are, right? So next I want to turn it over to our international, you know, of course we are, Mr. Gilbert Anderson. Gilbert, look, we were talking about packing people, and I was talking with your sponsor earlier today, and also you earlier today, and we're just chit-chatting. But over the years, you pack like a lot of people at events. So let me ask you, how the heck do you get 1,000 people just in a couple of months? You know, you're planning a big event down the road, I think within the next few months. How the heck do you get 1,000 people in Calgary? How do you do that? You know, I know, like it's it's an oil town. Oh, Calgary, Edmonton. It's out of the middle of nowhere. Well, not quite in the middle of nowhere. But how do you pack thousands of people at event?
Well, you know, Samson, here's how you do it. You build it in your mind first, and then you build it with your back. And history repeats itself over and over. You know, I'm going to piggy bank off of each person that's here, because, you know, all we're going to do is we're going to duplicate what we did the last time. And that's all it is. And you know, I got some notes, and I want to piggy bank off of what Adrianne said, and Holly. And you know, first of all, I just want to grow up and be just like Amy. You know, someday we grow up, we can just be like Amy, and we can have this business go all over the world. But see every person can, because there's so many gold nuggets here today. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about what you said, Adrian. 4 days before the event, you guys, I had 10 people there. You want to 10x your business. So I was just on, now I want to piggyback on Holly. Every person I'm talking to right now, get them to Anaheim. And every person can go get 10 people. So I was just on with Dr. Sabo. And I was doing a meeting for the team in New Jersey, going back to events, what we talked about first. Almost every single person now has come in because Dr. Sabo and his wife went to New Jersey, and you guys went in and did a meeting, and then somebody said, you need to get in a plane and get over there. So I got on a plane and went over there. Now, one of the guys who the first person we brought in, he's got a bunch of people underneath him. Dr. Sabo and Gladys are 3-star, cruise qualified. So now we got new people that are flying in across the United States to go to what? The convention. So if they bring in 10, that's 1 to 10. That's how you ratio. And then I want to talk about, you know, what and it's about doctors. Who did Amy say? She went into Dr. Bell, which we knew Dr. Bell before. Who knew somebody who knew somebody who knew my other brother, Gilbert, and now they're over in the Philippines. You guys, here's what you got to understand. Like I said, I just got off. Everything I'm doing right now is building to the next event. Everything you can do right now is get to Anaheim, because you'll save yourself years. When you hear these people and these stories, there was between 2-star and 3-star, there was 400 people on the stage. I thought they were going to break the stage down. I had to get them off of there because there were so many people. I have no idea what's going to happen this time, but here's what I do know. And proper preparation prevents poor performance. You need to be working right now. You need to be on fire. I drove to Calgary to sit down with a guy that went 3-star and 28 elite in 28 days. What's he doing? Booking tickets. He's getting his teams ready. And then when we come up, we're getting events ready for what? 2 months from now. You know, make a plan, make it. And then all of a sudden we got Dennis in Toronto. But build local and watch it go global. I'll tell you what, we are in the perfect place at the perfect time. It takes work and it takes belief. You see, I read something today when I was running, and here's what it said. He said, you can have fear, but don't have any doubt. When you go to these conventions, the doubt is there's no doubt about it. And then you got to decide whether you want to do the work. This is generational. Thank heavens my sponsor, Greg and Lori, called me to get me out of retirement. And we made a plan to create the same fire in there. Duplication over and over. History repeats itself over and over again. And that's what it's all about, Samson. And you guys hear what I tell you. I believe it's the greatest leadership team ever combined in the entire 23 years I've ever been a part of this industry. And I'll tell you what, a couple of years to put some things aside and to go ahead and live every dream you ever want to live. Now is. It's not next year. It's not 2024. What you do today will tenfold, just like we talked about. You know, we can talk crazy money, but you still got to do the work. And here what I'm going to tell you, get to convention. If you can't have the money, sell your TV. If you can't get there, let me know. We'll find a ticket for you. That's where you tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold your business. Back to you, Samson.
Wow, you know, leave it to Gilbert, bring it for landing. That's amazing. You know, that's why I mean, a pro, you know, like 20-something years, like every word out of your mouth is a nugget. Let me tell you, was that good or what, right? So now let's bounce it off to Dennis. Dennis, look, so as a leader, I know you work very hard to bring your people to the convention. So what do you have to do to get your people to go to the convention?
I think Gilbert talked a lot of, covered a lot of things already. But for myself, actually, I want to turn this around, how to approach this question. I heard so many 23 years. Why this year is 2023 too. But myself, I've been working as an engineering and a management, a very logical mind thinking in one industry for 23 years too, before I jump into this industry. But all this 23-year logical mindset and also thinkings What gave me? I dug a hole there for myself to jump into a trap. Somehow I got an emotion or something that I come out, I say, my gut feeling say that is not what I want. I jump out and I jump into this industry. And what I think we have to be somehow very emotional and sometimes very simple, because if we get into this industry, we want to learn from the best. To learn from the best, you go to the convention. Simple. And also that how we get into this business, the most you spend is $2,000 get a founder pack. That is a global business, only $2,000. No, the more you want to throw in for investment is here and here yourself. Going to event is something that you can learn, something that you can never find that going through the Zoom meeting or just talking or watching the video. Something you have to feel it, smell it, touch it, hug it. That is the things that we need to go to events. That's why I think, just be simple, follow. I remember Samson, the first day he told me 5M, more meeting mean more money. You just go to the event, be simple, and you will find the secret why everyone going to the event.
Amazing. Dennis, very on point. And it's actually what you said is very logical too, but I understand the emotional part. So now, to wrap it up, let's go around and let's each of you say, just give the folks one nugget, about, why is it important to get yourself to Anaheim, September 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Let's start with Amy. Amy.
Okay, so I'm going to be real, Samson. If there's anybody in 3 International that was sold out online, that's me. Like, I would almost call myself at one point a social retailer, an onliner. That was me. And so I will tell you that getting back with people is what is completely right now 10xing my business. And so I would say, if you have any reserve, if you're like, I can do all of this online, I know how you feel. I felt that way too. I did. But what I found was when I showed up to these events, something changed on the inside of me. And the feeling is what's driving every bit of my activity right now. And you just cannot recreate that without being around the energy of other humans. So get there.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's bounce it over to Holly. Holly, why do people need to get to Anaheim?
Okay. I would say if you want more in life, you want to dream bigger, which I love dreaming big. And everyone we're meeting wants more. They want to live more. They want to experience more. That's what convention helps to elevate, where you realize it's possible and you're surrounded with people that are in the same place, maybe different aspirations, but they want more. There's this vortex that is there where you are in it, and it fuels you. It fuels your energy. And it fuels your thoughts. It fuels you going home and getting to work. You really become bulletproof in your own mind, where you believe, yes, it's possible for me. Yes, there's tools there. Yes, there's training there. Yes, you're going to hear science. Yes, you're going to hear from people that's done it. But there's so much more with the community that fuels you, that is intangible. And it truly is priceless. I mean, I know the event, there's tickets, there's planes, there's airfare, there's everything. Yes, consult your account for a write-off, but that is the smallest price tag that you could possibly pay to walk out with your cup overflowing with, wow, I'm doing this.
Amazing. Great advice. You got to dream big and be with the people who dream. Amazing. Perfect. Let's bounce it all the way to Texas. Well, George and Adrianne.
Yes. So I would say, what everyone else has said too, when it comes to dreaming big, you want to be surrounded by that same likeness, that same culture. There's always that saying, you're the accumulation of the 5 people that you hang around the most. And if you're not loving where you're at, you've got to find some new people to hang out with. Well, the best place to find them if you've just started in this business, and if you just started your 3 business, is to be with 3 people who are also doing the same thing. We're all rising up together. I mean, that's the place where we lock arms. That's where we get fed. You know, there's this long-term saying too. It's like either you need the meeting or the meeting needs you. But George and I, we don't miss events. Like, I mean, George, 30 years full-time, myself, 13, we don't miss events. Like, we need the events. And we know that our people need the events. That's where we get fed. I mean, if you really want to skyrocket your business, you won't go alone, because you'll bring people with you, because all the leadership is going to do all the training. The easiest thing you can do is make sure that you get there, you make it a priority, you make the commitment, you help others do the same. And the work is going to get done while we're all sitting in there in the room together going, okay, what's next? How are we going to move the needle next? Like, what are we going to do? Right. And that's where we co-create and collaborate together. And we make this company even bigger and better than we are the previous 3 months. Right. This is the very first one. Don't miss it. I mean, I wouldn't. It's like being a business owner and having, you know, shares in a business, but not showing up to the shareholder meeting. Who would do? You wouldn't do that. Right. So you don't want to be that guy or girl. You want to be that person that makes the commitment, because it's that important.
Wow, George.
He said it's amazing. We have to play the odds. Let me explain what I mean. And for people that are really logic, almost every successful person that are in network marketing have met $1 million earners and more. They build the business and excitement after going to the big events, and all the events actually. Now, my question is for those of you that are thinking, you want to play the odds against you or in your favor? You have to do it in your favor. Going to those events are going to increase your belief in a big way. And plus, the meeting after the meeting, in other words, you're going to meet one-on-one many of the leaders, and one conversation can be the difference from where you are now and how far your dreams are, and then you are going to build a bridge for those dreams. That's why I said you have to play the odds. I'm not a gambler, but of course, if the odds are in my favor by going to the convention, why you are going to play against them?
Right.
Wow. That is very powerful. I love that. You know, Les Brown said you got to be hungry, so get fed. Love that. And then play the odds, because the odds are against you if you do not attend. That's amazing. That's a great way to put it. Dennis, so what do you have to say? Give the people out there one thing. Why they need to get themselves to Anaheim?
Well, we work hard. We have to play hard. We get a huge superhero theme party over there. Let's go over there and have fun together, okay?
Dennis is all about having fun. Let me tell you, you know, that's why he works. He doesn't work for money. He works for the trips. Okay, now, and you can find him as a tour guide on those trips. So, now, thank you, Dennis. Thank you. Now, so Gilbert, bring it in for landing, buddy. So tell the people they need to get to Anaheim.
Well, you know, here's what I'm going to tell you. Anything that I've ever done great in this industry, and I'll tell you what, I've had lots of highs and lows, but it all comes when I leave a convention. Every single time, I'm going to tell you, I love what George had to say, but understand one idea. Like when I was at a convention and Lori was on stage and talking about when they were kids. One person, you know, Napoleon Hill, who wrote this book, Think and Grow Rich. Here's what he said, and I want everybody to understand this. The only thing he didn't figure out in life is what made the light bulb go on. You see, you don't know what's going to make your light bulb go on, but when that light bulb goes on, and you go from the I hope so to the I know so, everything changes in your life forever. If that's not worth getting to that convention, you can't drink it, you can't buy it, you have to be there. And when it gets inside of you, here's what I'm going to tell you. The only limit that you got is the limits you put on your own mind. You guys, you got to open it up. And with that, you guys, I'll tell you what, I want to start getting to the convention today, but we got a lot of work to do. We still got 2 weeks. So with that, Samson, thanks for all you do. I'm just a pleasure to partner with you. And when we had that meeting and all the work that you guys have done on your tours, you guys, you got to understand, you will never in our lifetime have an opportunity to have this leadership team and you guys become an inviter. Come and learn how to invite, because no matter where you go, because I invited one person that came in under another person, my business once again Ken, history repeats itself over and over. Keep going, and keep going. We'll see you in Anaheim.
Wow. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Look, thank you, Amy. Thank you, Holly, Adrian, George, Dennis, and Gilbert. You guys have been amazing on this call. And look, we'll get this recording out there because you know why? From me, from having been in this industry, you know, have built businesses before. This last 60 minutes is like the master class in promoting events. It's been crazy good. And I would tell all of you to play it again and again, and again. Make sure you know like Gilbert, no matter where you are in life. So thank you. So it's been a blessing. Thank you, all of you, for being a part of it. And all of you out there, look, the future is in your hand. You are the one who has choice to change from where you are, where you were, where you will be. And that will come at the next event. In Anaheim. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless. Take care. Thank you.